Hi, this is Kevin, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background on my garden. So the garden is just under 5 years old. There is no grass. It's 100% garden with some rock paths in between. All of the beds are, or most of the beds are color themed, so red, yellow, etc. And that's mostly because I'm always bringing in new plants to try and just to have some sort of consistency, and so it doesn't look like a bag of Skittles. So when we bought the house, there was nothing here. It was weeds and junk trees. We completely got rid of everything, and we've been constantly experimenting ever since. Okay, I'm gonna start on my hibiscus planting project. I've got my tools, I got my irrigation, I've got my trusty auger planter, and yeah, this should go pretty quickly. Okay, final project for the day. I'm going to be trimming up some of my brassicas. They've got what I think is cabbage looper. I'm gonna have one last chance to see if I can get some emergence of some fresh growth before they're done for the summer.
Hi, I'm here in my front garden. Now this was my first big garden project when we moved into this house about 15 years ago. When we first moved in, this whole front yard was dead grass. We took the grass out and we filled in with some potting soil, and then we got a lot of perennials and grasses and we set them around in different places. It's been an ongoing project finding out what works here and what doesn't work. And of course, we've added a lot of beautiful Proven Winners ColorChoice shrubs, like this double play artisan spirea that I'm next to right now. Now, this can be a busy street because we live 1 mile from the beach, which is straight down there. Even though we are in a stay-at-home order, going to the beach is allowed, and it's a beautiful way, other than gardening, to get out and get some exercise and lift your spirits. Oh, hi. I was just laying here in bed, in my garden bed, in my backyard. This is part of a brand new project that I'm putting together, and I'm really excited to share the details with you. So, with a little more time on my hands, I decided to tackle something really, really big. Something that I haven't really touched the entire time we've lived in this house. And this is this retaining wall to the neighbor's house in our backyard. As you can see, it's really overgrown with English ivy. And I decided to clear away a lot of that English ivy and expose the wall, which you can see over here. Now this is something we see right out our family room doors, and I thought when we took down this black walnut tree, how beautiful would it be to put a garden here that is a part shade garden, that when we looked out the back windows of our house, we can see this gorgeous manicured space. So for the past couple of weekends, I have been cutting out ivy all the way up to where you can see it's cut out here. You can see we have to do some cleaning of the top of this retaining wall still. We've got to do a little bit of power washing, but we're getting close. So I have, between trimming ivy and digging ivy out of the ground, because there's a lot of great dirt here, but it's filled with a lot of roots, and I've had to dig out those roots, so my new plants have a great place to sink their roots in. I've probably done about 5 lawn bags and 2 big yard waste bins. You saw those in my first video. So it's been a process. We're getting close. I still have some roots to dig out, but very, very soon we'll be able to place this beautiful garden bed that I got from Gardener's Supply this week in the mail, and get things planned so that when we can get some shrubs and perennials, we can get them planted in and around here and create this really, really beautiful view in my backyard in a really neglected space. So I'm excited to share that progress with you.
Okay, so there's my live, it's called a live screen, and I've got it kind of at a weird angle just because it's on casters and I can move it around. And then do a little turn around here. It rained, so I was gathering some water. And on this side, I have my collection of shrubs. They're mostly climbing, so it's like honeysuckle and Virginia creeper. Anyway, that fills in and creates a nice, just green wall that doesn't take up much space. Sun popped out, so we're gonna go out real quick. It's trying. Do have a cabbage by my front door that's got some new growth on it. They are so close, so close. But look, somebody took one. Some critter, so I don't know, a deer?
Hey, good morning. Evan Ellenboss here, Regional Product Director with Walters Gardens. It's Sunday, April 26th, and beautiful day here. We're in week 4 plus of our stay-at-home order here in Michigan. So let's take a look and see how the garden's doing under quarantine here. We've had a cool April, and hey, the good thing is our garden center customers who haven't been able to be open in Michigan haven't lost out on as much business as they otherwise would. Also, the other silver lining to that is the spring flowers are lasting longer than I can ever really remember. This is about a 10-year-old garden, and this actually used to be where the former owners parked their car. So we kind of put up with that for a while after we bought the place, and finally it's like we need to do something with this, and kind of a hodgepodge of things. And you can see the tulips coming up, the Brunera there, some of the shade plants. There's a little tree hydrangea, a neighbor's car. But anyway, it's all good. This is about maybe 12 feet wide by maybe 40 feet long. Maybe a little ambitious, but what I did is I dug in a bunch of wheelbarrow loads of leaf compost and added some organic matter. You can see some of the peonies coming up there. That's a intersectional peony called Bartzella. You can see the hostas coming up, the dormant hibiscus, some nice little evergreen background there, some boxwood daylilies. I do have to spray about every other night with a deer repellent, and so that seems to work pretty well. Allia millennium's starting to wake up there. I like a mixture of perennials, shrubs, evergreens, maybe some annuals mixed in. I like a nice combination of things in the garden. Here's a Sambucus lemony lace. I do continue to put on leaf mulch every year. It's a bit of work, but the plants love it. I don't fertilize. It's basically just leaves that I collect in the fall. One of our other favorite plants, besides the ballerina cream that you see there, is a peony red charm. Anyway, this is our little garden along the driveway here, and we enjoy it a lot. The neighbors seem to enjoy it, so it's a lot of fun.
Hi everyone. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm excited. I'm actually in my car. That's kind of a rare thing to say these days. I am getting ready to back out because I want to go to a garden center. I've got my mask, got my hand sanitizer. I think I'm ready. Hey everyone, I'm here at my favorite garden center in the town we live in. And what I'm here for today is something that I'm afraid if I wait too long, I'm not going to find it. And no, it's not toilet paper, it's not chicken, which our grocery store has been out of for quite some time. It's actually tomato plants for larger tomatoes. And I think if I wait too long, they're going to be hard to find just because there is such a huge increase in the interest of growing your own food right now. And we saw that about 5 years ago too, when there was a health scare that I think related back to spinach or lettuce of some type. Anyway, so we're here. This is a small garden center. It's easy to shop. Anyway, here we go. Coming in here, it's so great to see all the plants lined up, the amount of color and varieties of ours that they have. All the guys are just in a row here, ready to be sold. Garden projects. kind of never ending. A lot of trimming, a lot of always trying to get grass to grow because somebody tends to scruff it up when playing. You can see our veggie boxes, we haven't filled them yet, but that has just been a great way for us to enjoy time outdoors.
So this is our first house, and we have started completely from scratch. And I like to describe our garden as a choose your own adventure story. We had no idea what we were doing when we started, and a lot of what has happened has been not by meticulous planning, but by adventure and trial and error and uncovering 100 or so random pavers and hey, let's make a patio out of that. That would be a super awesome good time. Or, oh, we just ordered so much rock that we didn't need. What do we do with all of that? Let's build a wall. It has gone through so many different transformations just in the backyard. The front yard, I would say, is still preteen. We had to rebuild our front porch, and that was a big project. The following year, we had to get a roof, so we kind of stopped doing a bunch of projects. And then last summer, I was very pregnant, and so this summer we are hitting the ground running, and I've created 3 new beds, and I'm working on another one, and it's bonkers, but I love it. I just dug up a tree trunk unexpectedly, so now it seems like as good of a time as any to tell you about a couple of the projects that we are working on this year. There are 3. The first project will be a raised bed right where I am sitting. Once all of these trees fill in, it is very dark in the back corner, and we have part shade at best for almost everywhere except right off our deck. So we will be building a raised bed right up against it between the deck and a boxwood hedge that I have growing here. These are sprinter boxwood in there. I ordered some corners, metal corners that you just slide boards into, and we couldn't go to the hardware store to buy boards, so I ordered them, and I just got the call that they are in and waiting for me. The seeds are starting inside, which has been a lot of fun. My daughter has been getting the little mist bottle and spraying them every morning.
It got on my hand.
The second project that we are working on is building a decorative fence along the front of our property, and this is one that I have had in my mind's eye for several years. A couple years ago we rebuilt our front porch. We did a video on it. We rebuilt our front porch and redid all the garden beds, and we are putting in the fence right now, and it looks so good. Oh my gosh. The third project is the one that I've been working on today. This is with gloves on, mind you. And that is cleaning out and creating a bed alongside our driveway. So our driveway is nestled between the house and our neighbor, which is a business. And I planted one of my very favorite shrubs, Aphrodite calicanthus, at the end near our gate. And it's this beacon of beauty, only to be surrounded by a bunch of ugly. I wish I could rent a rototiller. I am tired. But it looks awesome. And that's what we're working on for now. What else will we do this year? I don't know. There'll be some weekend we'll be sitting at the fire pit and I'll get an idea. And there's always trouble when I get ideas.